Yeah, that lack of bomb is certainly going to indicate.
Well, it's going to end at the A bomb site. Hades has fallen back from B, so he'll pick up the bomb on the way.
Oof. They've lost another player. It's not going to be much of an attack here for ENCE. So they picked up the bomb. They're trying to get through window, and NiKo. Crosshair placement, just waiting for that player to come through the window.
All 5 players, flawless victory as well. No one's taken any damage. They get to build up some money, and they'll close the gap just a little bit further.
And that's just 2 kills from m0NESY when he gets the AWP out to secure this round 2. It makes it uncomfortable for ENCE. They never find the positioning that they desire to go for an execute, to go for the final move, and they just have to call it off. So Taz has fist bumps and high fives all around, and we get to see m0NESY here in mid. That's a good shot, and then a nice reposition for the flick up short. Still seeming good spirits for G2.
Yeah, they're probably used to being down 2-6.
Yeah, gotta always come back. That's one of my favorite additions to the Counter-Strike scene, is those frosted glass windows that like go up and down in between it. We've seen some great energy across the teams in this competition, and this is great energy from ENCE out middle. Okay, sick headshots. That's G2 just crushed instantly.
Yeah, what a rebuttal from ENCE. They're just like, okay, play middle. We'll throw out extra flashbangs that you won't expect.
Ooh, Glaive getting uncomfortable. But HooXi is just put down with utility. So Diha's got the angle. HooXi flicks back and smashes him in the face.
Yep, but what can you do? Molotov down in place. ENCE has infested this entire A bomb site. There's nowhere Nexa and HooXi can go. They're closing the gap as if they're going to challenge for this, and HooXi's actually put in a doable situation. Nexa's going to keep coming. One more kill towards CT spawn, and it's on, and Hades just a little too overeager. It's time to rein it back in, boys.
Oh, they do not rein it back in. They rain down on HooXi, and he gives them a headshot in return. It's suddenly only Goofy, and what a goofy round this is being from ENCE. They've let this slip after opening up middle with 3 kills. They walk into HooXi thinking the job is over. And HooXi, on the rare occasion, steps up with a really impactful round here. Tap on that defuse, not committing to it. And HooXi with the 4K. More of that, please, Mr. HooXi.
No business winning that. And that is composure that ENCE has not yet developed in this lineup's young lifespan together. That is them being way too loose with things. They felt they had the advantage, and they were right. They pressed that advantage, and they got a bomb plant. But at some point after that, you need to calm things down. Someone on the team needs to tell everyone to chill. That's too much from Hades. That's a long time that you don't have information in CT spawn. You don't know someone's shifting in that position. And boy, do you get punished. And again, those are the rounds as the underdog team looking for an upset. You simply cannot let slip away.
Well, they have let it slip away. Now time to try and pull those socks back up. It got the purchase yet again. So all out for Hades, AKs around it. So you've got everything you want to have a swift response. That's got to fuel HooXi with some confidence.
We've seen both TT, twice now today. In the earlier matchup as well, Vitality for Heroic. Now ENCE on G2. ENCE and Vitality both letting 4-on-2 slip away for no good reason. Just bad Counter-Strike. Aggression A ramp to take control with Nexa and NiKo. But it looks like a B split is coming into effect.
Yeah, if they got up connector into A, m0NESY's waiting for them. And
it's a long time with his vision open for m0NESY. Thankfully, he hasn't slid out.
Yeah, definitely risky. Losing that chance open. Oh my God, get hard cleared, huh? Oh my goodness, could not stop that. But HooXi, what does he have for breakfast? Another double kill. And he's done enough to keep G2 ahead on the player count here.
Yeah, but keep an eye on the health of m0NESY. Only 10 HP. He's going to be a really late play in towards market, especially with an AWP. So if NiKo and Nexa can't create anything, can't find a kill, m0NESY's just bailing out.
Diha and Glaive. 2v3 post plank. D has changed position. Fortunately, didn't take damage from that Molotov, so they don't know where he is. But now he's up against 3. They will surely find him in just a moment. And what a clear from m0NESY. He didn't even give the rifler a second to hit the shot.
No, that's fast. That is real fast from m0NESY. Double kill for him and a solid retake. And G2's right back in business.
Oh my god. Yeah, this round's a great example of how he earned the nickname The Flash.
Yo, Kyler's been sick in these B halls.
Yeah, he's been great.
He's been actually amazing. And I think if you're ENCE and you're Glaive, you're happy to keep letting him play with freedom over there. And that might be something you want to follow up with, because I think he's gotten about 3 rounds, 3 openings at that B bomb site that you can kind of rely on at this point. First time out for ENCE. 2 have been used by G2 so far in this opening half, just to make sure they can rebound from this hole.
NiKo towards window, not seeing any presence, not seeing utility dump upon him, but eventually that smoke will land. m0NESY looking to compete through the underpass. Kylar, we just sung his praises. Well, his timing is impeccable to step back around the corner, and that timing to take a step back has actually allowed him to stay alive, because m0NESY would have certainly hit that shot, and now he's looking back towards ramp instead. Oh, m0NESY's going back this time, but Kylar's close. Oh, m0NESY's dead to rights. Doesn't even get 1 out of it.
Yeah, again, like very aggressive, running into it, scoping into it. Plenty of information for Kyler and Goofy to be gathering and ready for those engagements. That's a banger shot, and this defense is gutted.
Absolutely gutted. Nexa at least gets that headshot. Needs another one. Wants to draw this back to even numbers on that player count. So the bomb plant is coming through. Headies will secure that, and ENCE now with a 4v3. Now, they lost a 4v2 previously. I think that's been a slap in the wrist to focus up in these situations.
Yeah, also this one is really contested even as the plant goes down, so nobody's going to be too crazy. Goofy's still waiting in underpass, but no indication the retake is happening means he doesn't have to make a move.
Yeah, and HooXi's coming through connector. So once he does that, it'll be Goofy's timing to peek out for the underpass and take out HooXi. And Nexa trying to battle his way back in from Ticket, but it has not really got that far. NiKo, the time is too far gone for him to have any real effect on this round. He is going to drop back in towards the connector and die.
It was always going to be a really unlikely retake, and I think in a different time of the half, G2 probably just saves that, but they got so much money. They have no problem just throwing those rifles away, going for a miracle retake because they have a full buy in the next round. Good kills from Goofy. Bang. Hunter goes down. What a round from Goofy. Puts together a triple kill. And a 3-round lead heading into the final round of the first half.
So Glaive gets them in control without any resistance. He's got to worry about other positions such as short and ladder room, and he's going to see the trajectory of those grenades and know there are players currently positioning themselves at short. So he'll send that Molotov up, and he's out of there. So they apply pressure mid early, and then they drop back.
Yeah, show some presence, and we'll see how long it takes for them to readjust on the map. Kyler looks like he's still going to be coming in through the underpass to lurk eventually. He can challenge the B bomb set again. As I mentioned, they might let him just keep having freedom because he's been so successful on that part of the map.
Deep Molotov to keep back Kylar. It's pretty good. Kylar is confident. He's going around that corner, seeing if he can spot HooXi jumping. You can hear those steps, you know you're going to get a time. You're at least going to get a chance. It was such a tough shot to hit. And HooXi drops off after the warning shots whiz by. But m0NESY, another unorthodox missed shot from him. And he's knocked out by Glaive. So blistering through this A bomb site with a headshot now creates space for ENCE. And you've got another superstar on this team in NiKo trying to step up, but he's distracted, transitions back well enough to get 1, but the rest of the kills are all here for ENCE. 29 seconds left. HooXi on the rotation over, but his teammates haven't given him a very easy round. He'll have to do it all on his own.
Hooksy's been balling, bro. Like 11
So
kills.
crazy.
That's a 6 shot.
He beat Hooksin. He absolutely do beat Hooksin, but not this round. D-Ha spams him down. What a strong showing from ENCE as they want to take a step closer to qualifying themselves to the Spodek.
They go hunting as well. Ooh, cheeky angle for Snax, but everyone else removed. 2-0. I'm not talking about the series, not yet at least, but MOUZ are trying to get there. Gamer Legion's first full buy, AWP will be delayed as a result of taking that full eco round 2. Hopefully we can see Acor come off to a stronger start in this game, being on the favored half for an AWP. Less necessity for Torshi to have it if they're going to be running fast executes. Mid take for MOUZ delayed. Expecting more utility than maybe Gamer Legion do throw. It's just Isaac rooting Donut. Triple B the first gun round.
And I really love how just independent Brolin is, how much faith they have in him. To put pressure on as a one-man unit.
He's faking very hard right now, keeping 3 players here.
That leaves just 2 in defense of this A site. Vault backing off into Donut. Does have a man alongside him. It's him and Isaac.
Shui's coming through on this lurk as well. Check him out in middle. He's about to cause a problem, cause commotion at the back of the Donut. Vault jammed in, does get a kill. There's a second lurk in mid, but Brolin dies to the red swing, and now they're in trouble. Torshi needed to live after that kill, but he simply couldn't afford to. Vault, same story. Tucked back, deals with his kill very well, leaving Yimpact in a clutch.
Quick reload, going to top up the M4. He's going to need all the bullets if he wants to withstand this one. Smoking through, but they're on that bomb. It's the 10-second stick. Kioz trying to hold it. His teammate watching on. It's a little awkward, and the defuse just comes in time. Right before Yimpact can make it through that fatal funnel of smokes. Gamer Legion steal that one from under MOUZ's nose. So they're going to get their first on the board early.
Yeah, that was pretty desperate for MOUZ because they have all the control, but they still don't plant for Donut. They still don't give a setup there because they don't have Donut yet. Shui was late on that lurk. They smoke it off and they just go for a safe plant, but that's where they choose to take in the post.
Another super T-side call by Glaive here on Mirage. It could have even been better, Jason, if they didn't lose that 5 versus 2, but it's still 8-4 and still in the lead and feeling good about their chances of taking down G2 today.
Exactly, but that's the thing. If G2 mounts a comeback here, if this gets down to the wire, if this ends up going to overtime, we're going to be looking back at that 5-on-2 round and just being like, come on, boys, what are you doing? Why does it have to be like this? Let's see what their defense has in store for us. Kyler and Hades to be at the A-bomb site. D-Ha and Glaive manning down middle. And Goofy's going to be over at the B-bomb site.
Glaive and D-Ha. They're the mid players here for ENCE, and they're looking for this fight. Good nade. Oh my god, that's one of the best nades I've ever seen. And D-Ha's going to step up with a triple off the back of it. He didn't even need the grenade because he just hit all headshots. And Kylar flicks up to Palace. That's the pistol, just like that.
Yeah, when the kills come out in mid like that, 3 kills for D-Ha, it forces Nico to make a play before he wants to. He's got to try and catch somebody off guard, wants to hit a timing where someone's attention is shifted away, and there's just no joy in that fight. Goofy's pushed up as well, so m0NESY's got the bomb, but there's so much danger in this route he has to walk.
It's time for m0NESY to sign. And he's going to go around that corner. Goofy's waiting for him, and m0NESY, oh my god, did get an opportunity to flick back, but Kuben's very happy about how that pistol went.
I guarantee you he's pointing at him and chuckling about them because they had a conversation and Glaive said, I know exactly what pistol round we're going to run. I know exactly what to do. I know exactly what they like to do. And it worked perfectly. And Kuben thinks that's funny.
Yep.
Taz probably less so.
He loves it. He loves it. D obviously the destroyer in mid. But you know what's great about this team as well for Glaive? The fact that there's probably a new respect found for him. You know, he's probably not had as much respect from the teammates that he spent a lot of time with. His time went on, but just with the sheer achievements and how little some of these players and Ents have achieved, going into a team with Glaive, you have no other option. You've got to respect the tenure of him, and it's probably a really nice thing to have.
Especially when you spend the last year as 9, you know, being competitive and looking dangerous and being an interesting team, but never being able to like break over the hump into consistent tier 1 events and in terms of breaking into being able to actually challenge for series victories. So now, yeah, you add an in-game leader like this with the pedigree that Glaive has, and I think all these players are just going to be happy to have that experience and that voice behind them.
I'm all here for this Glaive comeback. I'm all here for the Glaive comeback.
Yeah, it's looking good, isn't it? We can't quite sell it just yet, but early returns are quite nice. That this Ents team is interesting, is intriguing, can be competitive. Full investment in this round for G2, which is netting them absolutely nothing. Without any kind of a bomb plan, next round is going to be an even weaker buy. And Ents is getting closer and closer to just taking this map straight up.
D-Ha? Oh my goodness. Kylo is with him. And it's 10 rounds now for Ents, certainly taking steps closer. It seems actually they're sprinting to the finish line at the moment. Seems like we're going to have a little tech issue here for G2 and hopefully get that one fixed as quickly as possible to return to this action. But to be honest, it hasn't been that competitive, has it? It feels like G2 haven't shown up to this game at all.
No, it's given me very similar vibes to the first map between Vitality and Heroic as well, where it's just like, this isn't the Vitality that we want to see here. This isn't the Vitality we're used to.
At least Vitality came back into the map at least and made it competitive. We just haven't seen that sign from G2 yet. And again, it's another quiet map here in Katowice for NiKo. It's 6-11. And no, obviously m0NESY there with him 6-11. It's just not enough fragging output at the moment from G2. And that's got to change soon. It won't in this round. In all most certainty, it's just Nexa on a Tech 9, a Deagle for NiKo. So the pistol should be cast aside. And Ents are staring down the barrel of an 11th round.
And D-Ha's got so much confidence right now.
Yeah, you can't stop him. He's feeling confident.
All right, Goofy, chance to stat pad. 3 players headed your direction.
Ooh.
First one's down, that's m0NESY. Second one, you see firing off from the windows. They might get forced back off this. That's a superficial damage from the Glock.
Yeah, it's like the dink sound makes you feel like you've done a lot more.
And look at how long they're giving this round time to breathe and let someone peek into NiKo with the Deagle, and just like no one's doing it, not without a flashbang at the very least. No one's even giving the opportunity for this Deagle to get into action and pick anyone off. Ever since that round, that 5-on-2, they've seemed a little bit more locked in terms of playing smart, playing intelligently, valuing your life a little bit more, not giving easy kills away.
We started Katowice in the playing with Ents having 0 expectations.
0 matches under
and
the
now
belt.
it's actually not all that surprising to see them leading against G2. It's surprising to see the fashion, but they've got it in them to beat this kind of team. But right now, this badly, it's incredible. And there's a shot finally for NiKo. He's been looking for that for quite some time, but Hades running over to plug the gap. He'll do what he can, and Glaive will come to close. And there he is up in the Hall of Heroes, looking a little younger. And he's more mature in a different banner and a different jersey. A whole lot has happened since then.
All right, let's see. Let's see what we've got. This is the last gasp of G2. It's just so calm on the inside of things. They're not stressed. They're not worried about anything. G2's buried in a 7-round deficit. All up in the hands of m0NESY. That's at A ramp. Nico and Nexa joined up with him.
It feels like G2 needs some sort of spark to just fire them up, like a big play, a big clutch, a big round, something for G2 to just shake out of this. Feels too pedestrian at the moment. Here goes Glaive throwing that grenade down into ramp. It's perfectly placed to land on the head of Nexa.
No one's actually in the A bomb site though, so if they actually start streaming up A ramp, obviously G2 can't know that at the moment, but it's going to end up being a retake scenario because Kyler's going to stay passive behind the utility. And just now Nico's starting to jiggle and starting to make his move up the ramp.
Coming through connector, G2 attempting an A split. And the defense isn't really set up to deal with this too well. You hope that Goofy can get back towards CT in time, but it doesn't look great right now for the defense. And Goofy has actually got towards CT. G2 taking the time.
But they've slowed it. Okay, good Molotov. Kyler's going to be forced into the open. He's just,
he got one.
He wins one. He wins one, and there's the burn. Goofy goes down as well in spawn, and that even all that time had not bought a whole lot for ENCE's defense to shift over to this bomb site.
Deha, he can disrupt this though. He's close in jungle, not ready for Hunter to be around the corner. The Bloodhound smells blood. It is now Glaive left alone, coming through Palace, and this is better from G2. Yet to plant that bomb, and unless he's considering the flank from Glaive, he's looking towards Palace intermittently, but his timing has worked in favor of the Danish in-game leader. He comes out, Monacy's down, but is Glaive going to detect the second player close towards ramp, and that's next up, and he absolutely won't. So smashes the back of his head in, and 5 rounds now for G2, so I must win that.
Yeah, that's a good round. That's a good round, I think, helped out a lot by the defense that ENCE called. Out-positioned right out of the gate. And given a lot of freedom to walk up ramp, a lot of space to get comfortable up ramp, up connector before there's any kind of resistance. I don't know how many more rounds you'll get that are that free to get that kind of map control. But they do cut the lead down to 6, and they force a timeout out of ENCE. And they break the money of ENCE, really. Only Kyler and Glaive have any kind of cash to speak with, so I imagine we're going to see a weaker buy from ENCE.
Yeah, it's crazy how little money they have. And what a story would be if ENCE do make it through to the Spodek. Is the team currently leading the way? It's unlikely, but
damn,
we've got Deha, local Katowice boy. Let's see if he can make it all the way. But they've gone for the buy. They've gone all in.
Yeah, I didn't expect that. But Glaive had money for an op, and he's obviously got a lot of faith in Hades.
For good reason. Hades has been sick in this competition. And Kylar, it's an interesting position against Monacy, and it's not going to work. That's the rifle.
Yeah, and that can't be recovered. There's no chance at recovering that whatsoever. Glaive's going to walk it. They're already up ramp as well. Glaive likely to go. Oh, no. He found Nexa, and Nico never peeks off the ramp.
Yeah, that shot is chef's kiss from Glaive. Out towards ramp, he now has a rifle that he recovers off the corpse of Kylar. And that push from Deha has given it right back over into the hands of G2 and Nico. But now they know there's an AWP on the field. Is Hades making that work against HooXi, and Nico decides to strike out Glaive. So 3v2, G2 have the advantage, but for how long can they hold it? This fight in mid goes the way of Hunter, and that should confirm it now. Hades should absolutely save this weapon.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be allowed. Well, actually, maybe Hunter doesn't look too ready for it. And a good shot from Hades.
I'm not a huge fan of how that round ended up playing out, but not, cool ideas in there for ENCE, I guess, to try and recover things. So I'll hit some nice shots.
The term I always use in this scenario, Jason, is interesting.
Yeah.
And Hades at least has a chance to save it. We get to watch that early peek from Monacy's POV. And you do just get a free kill. And then the push of Deha after Glaive worked so hard to get that Eagle headshot.
The reason I don't like that especially that follow-up push from Glaive is I feel like there wasn't a lot going on the map. It's not like you had some information that 2 or 3 players were taking control of middle, that a couple players were in B halls. It was very quiet on the map. It just takes some risks and eats the wrong end of it. 5-round lead for ENCE. And this time it's just the AWP. This time there's no investment around it. So Hades will try and get a couple things done, but if push comes to shove, he's going to save that weapon as much as possible.
So this is the pathway for G2. This is the opening back into Mirage. Simultaneous streams running all the way through the group stage. Over on that other stream, Mouse versus Gamer Legion is underway. How's that going, Jason?
It was an overtime victory on map 1 for Mouse. Map 2 is underway. No need for spoilers. If you want to watch it, pull up a new tab. Head on over there.
USPs, P250, and the big green. Hasn't really worked out for ENCE just yet. G2 taking their time, and the only player on this bomb site is Glaive. That timing was a little awkward from m0NESY. Fortunately, Glaive didn't have a weapon worth talking about. And NiKo comes out of Palace, punctures his brain, and this will now be a 7th round for G2. That save, as you mentioned, Hades. He's got that over in the apartments.
Yeah, but this now becomes like a new. The nature of this game is gonna change. There's still a little bit of a lead, so ENCE is feeling just fine. But there's a difference between playing with such a big lead and a little bit of momentum to when a team like G2 takes that away from you. Ooh, took a while for Hunter to spot that body. Goofy gets a dink off, and that's it. But you know, when G2 start coming back into this, then it changes a little bit. If they win the next round, all of a sudden, I think ENCE is going to be under quite a bit of pressure and quite a bit of stress to figure out a CT defense that can actually be effective and work.
Yeah, Nexa, big kill on Kyler, and Hades is the main one they want to get rid of, and they do it. They take the AWP out of his hands. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that is a little painful, especially because they can't afford one in this round. So Hades will be dropping down to the M4 instead.
Swans have given G2 a lifeline to stay in this game, and second chance to wake up and warm up, but it's D-Hot straight away with that opening kill. It's HooXi that's gone down. And this will give ENCE the player advantage for how long? Because m0NESY always under pressure. Because there's a second player there, you confirm that trade kill. And there's no rifle support for m0NESY. He was there alone.
Yeah, well, and ENCE ain't going to figure this out, but the bomb is actually in B halls. It just gets smoked off just now. So G2 should have an avenue to pick that up and run away. Next is like, oh, thank God.
Oh, wow. Okay, they're given a huge luxury, actually. That's very fortunate for G2 that they're able to get away with that bomb without it being detected by the ENCE players. If they had seen that, they could have got right on it, and Nexa would have had to deal with a lot more utility, a lot more pressure. But they're given a chance here, G2, and they'll pick it up and move away.
Yeah, this settles back into a pretty standard round. NiKo's going to head to Palace. Hunter and Nexa are likely to just head straight to ramp. And they'll see what they can get against Hades and D-Hot. Keep your mind on that AWP that m0NESY dropped on the underpass stairs. You imagine Kyler or Goofy in a victory is going to make a mad dash to pick that up for Hades in the next round. But first, they got to win this.
And that's Hunter just clearing close corners, making sure no one is close enough to unravel the plans of G2.
D-Hot has a smoke to use if he gets into a little bit of danger. And there it is. That's a smoke to help create some space so he can be activated a little bit later on.
He is certainly in danger. He's running away, and his teammates are all rotating over. So Hades has got that headshot. He's got more. Hades just rips them apart and puts NiKo into this clutch. What's NiKo got? And it's a headshot to the brain. So that's all falling apart, and it's now ENCE on map point versus G2 12.